Okay, welcome back, everybody. Bionic, hello, hello. Let me get this chat set up so I can see everybody. Hope everyone's having a good day today. It is the viewer suggestion, the free draw, whatever you'd like to call it. The Discord and draw. We're back. We're back, baby. I don't know where my pen went. Oh, okie dokie. That's weird. Where did my pen go? It's gone. I hope it's not on the floor. I don't see it on the floor. How does a whole pen just disappear? Oh, there it is. I put it in the the pencil holder. Oddly enough. Let's see what we got going on here. Make sure this is looking good. That's looking fancy. All right, let's do this. Patrick, hello, hello. Nudgkin, hello, hello. I have a big old list of things we're going to draw today, which is awesome. Let's make sure this works. Get you guys, boop, boop. Hooray! It does work, so we're good. We're good. We're going to start off today by drawing a rugby. For those of you that are new, we're doing the free draw today. I have a large list of suggestions for characters to be drawn from the YouTube community page. We've discovered that the notifications are weird, so I will just keep posting those throughout the week, and we'll see what happens. But we did get a pretty large chunk today, so I'm excited for it. The music feels a little bit loud to me, but maybe it's not. Maybe that's just me. Music by the amazing Will Savino. Go check out his Patreon page. It's pretty great. There's a link down below. Not sponsored, but I like his work, so I will definitely support him. Yeah, that's it. We're going to start with a rugby. We're going to draw a rugby. There are stickers available of rugby stickers if you'd like to get them. Rookzer0.com. If you are a Patreon member or a YouTube member, let me know, and there should be a discount for you. So, how's everybody doing this fine morning? We're doing well. Started a little bit early because I have a meeting to go to, so we have a hard deadline here at about 2 o'clock. I don't know if we'll go that long, but just want to make sure. Allergies are kicking my butt this time of year, so I'm going to have to drink a lot of water today. Yeah. That's the sound you make when you draw an eyeball. Draw our little rugby friend here. What do people think? Does rugby need the little, like, cleft thing? Do bugbears have that? I think bugbears do. Giru, hello, hello. Bought my ticket for Nope. I'm trying to convince my friend to go with me. Is that a band? Do I not know what Nope is? I've not gone to a ticket. I've not gone to a ticket. I've not gone to a concert in a long time. It's been a while. Been a long while. It's a movie. Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. I know what you're talking about. It's the Alien movie. It looks pretty good. I'm sure I will see that eventually. I'm not a big theater goer. I used to be. I used to work in a video store too, so I used to watch movies all the time. Not so much anymore. So many things I could be working on. I eventually pick things up though, so I still enjoy them. I think... Oh, excuse me. I got the odds already. That's not good. I think next week we should do another themed episode. So I don't know if we should put up a post. Maybe put up a poll. Maybe just give it to the Patreon members of like things to suggest for next week's suggestion. That sounds really strange. We did kobolds like a week or two ago, and I really liked that. That was a lot of fun. Yeah. Tired kitty, need coffee, please. Please send coffee. One of these days I'm going to buy a coffee pot. I think it's getting time. It's time for me to start drinking coffee. Take my legacy. You alright, Skip Cat? You good? Hello? He always looks at me like he forgets I'm in the room. What? Yeah, he's fine. It's pretty late for me here, but ready to do some drawing while vibing out here. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Bugbears! Oh, we want to do a bugbear draw day? That could be fun. We'll put that on the list. Dun, 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 dun. I want to get better at drawing ears. I think I'm okay at them. But, like, I think I need to do, like, an ear study. I feel like whenever I draw rugby with a little too much detail, it starts getting weird. Like there's an uncanny valley for rugbies. I think my aversion to drawing feet has actually gotten better because of all of the rugbies I've had to draw. It's another fun thing about art. Then again, maybe my aversion to feet was just because they're hard to draw and I'm just getting better at them. That sounds very possible. One of these days I'd like to do a how to draw stream where people can ask me and break things apart. But I don't know if I want to do that as a live stream, you know? Like I guess it would be like a what would you call that? Tutoring session? That could be interesting. I'm not sure how people would want to do that, if they'd want to do that in Discord or on a live stream or... But that could be fun. It's a pretty weird rugby, but I think it's good. I find hands quite easy, but feet are a nightmare. Yeah, they're just like weird hands. It's very strange. Alright. Alright. It's a D&D game I'm playing tonight, and then tomorrow we have a Patreon D&D game on Discord. Probably do that on Twitch as well. We don't usually do it on Twitch, so maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just keep it normal. post it on Patreon. Do it in the Discord, though. All right. I think that's a pretty good rugby. I think that's a good warm-up rugby. I think we're good. I have 20 suggestions today. That's a lot. A lot of suggestions. Don't know how many we'll get through. We have 3 hours to do them. We'll see what happens here. The way I do this normally, if you have a suggestion, you're welcome to put it in the comments. If you've already put one on the YouTube thing, don't worry about it. We're going to take care of it. I'm going to roll a d20 since we got 20, and we'll go from there. I'm going to use the magical green die, the magical orange dice. Speaking of orange, Bri, hello. Thank you for the $20. I appreciate that. We're just about to roll the dice for the first image. Love these metal dice; they're great. I was actually thinking about this the other day. Since we have all these suggestions, I'm wondering if we should go through and whichever one gets the most thumbs up in the comments, if we should just draw that one, like without rolling for it. I like the die. I do like the die. I really like the die setup. But at the same time, like, I wonder if there's a way that I could just like pick them, like my favorite or the community's favorite, just to make sure they get drawn. I think that could be kind of interesting. But I also feel like people would use that to troll me, so maybe that's not a good idea. How are you doing today, Bri? Hope you're doing well. I mastered both feet and hands early on, and I forgot how to draw noses. Equivalent exchange, people. I definitely know that feeling. Like, the more I practice on, like, body forms, the less I can draw faces. It's very strange. I can either draw busts or bodies, but not both. It's very strange. Natural one. It's a great way to start the day. Let's see what I got here. An extra large rogue, perhaps. Maybe a Minotaur, Centaur, or an ogre. Nice. I like that. I think an ogre rogue sounds pretty awesome. Minotaur rogue sounds pretty cool too, though. Both of those are good. All right, here we go. Here we go. I need to not yawn. It's not a yawn day. It's a work day. Can't yawn on work days. Minotaur rogue. Hell yeah. How is everyone's week going? It is Wednesday. About halfway through. I'm gonna try to get. I wanted to get a video out tomorrow or Friday, but I'm so far behind on it. It might be next week. I have a meeting today to talk about another book, which I'm excited about. The How to Draw book is about to be released, I believe. I get to look at those today. That's going to be fun. What would make a good rogue Minotaur? Like, rogues don't have to be sneaky. What other kind of rogues are there? What if there's a poison-tipped bull? Came home sick. Tell me not feeling good. Ooh, that's not good. I hope you feel better. Tum-tum trouble's no good. I had a really cool idea. I was drawing some demon girls last night. And I was thinking, I think Jonas is the one that drew it this way originally, but the way he draws horns is pretty awesome. So I kind of want to do, maybe I'll do that. Do some like really forward heavy horns. Move that around. I really like the idea of a big burly rogue who specializes in finesse pickpocketing. That could be really funny. Or just like, what's the opposite of subversive? Like being really loud. So essentially, you'd like, instead of subtly bumping into somebody, you would just like grab them and just be like, "Oh, excuse me," and steal their shit. That could be fun. First time I get to catch you live. Your work is amazing, sir. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. Well, right now we are drawing a Minotaur rogue. So we'll see how this goes. Do appreciate the compliments though. Feels good. It's good. I when I started this channel, I think like 3 years ago now, I was kind of hesitant about sharing my artwork, and I think I've come a long way since then. So I'm finally, I think, happy with my artwork, which is cool. Like, it's a good feeling. It took a long time to get there. Love the lizard with the pirate hat. Yeah, that was a fun little mini commission I did. That little pirate is going to be in somebody's game as a big bad, and I think that's hilarious, and I love it. I can't think of the word now, though. It's going to bother me. It's not obversive. Overt? Maybe that's it. It might be overt. I guess maybe being overt and stealing stuff is just intimidating people. Like, give me your money. And then you stab them. Obnoxious? No, I don't think it's obnoxious. Bully, yeah, might be better. Now you listen here, you. I'm actually playing a bugbear rogue that doesn't pickpocket, but gives victims compliments to distract them. Overt. Yeah, okay, cool. Compliments to distract them. That's pretty funny, too. I think that might all be kind of the same, though, because, like, I think those are all traditional means of pickpocketing. Okay, so I've drawn a Minotaur. I think I do want to do like a poisonatar. So maybe he's got like dripping poison on his horns. It just keeps slathering him up. YouTube, do not freak out. This is not blood. It is just really gross stuff. Definitely not violence or gore. He just rubs peanut butter on his horns, and that's how he attacks people. You know, he's a peanut butter Minotaur. Molten gold. That would be cool too, actually. Has to give a snort each time. I don't know. I feel like I should know this, but like, if you cap a bull's horns, do they keep growing? Because they grow from the bottom, right? So do you have to? How does that work? Do you need to keep recapping them, or do they just stay capped? I don't think they grow from the tip. Like, would dipping a horn in molten gold be bad? I guess it'd just be like having your nails done, right? Jelly caps for Minotaur horns. That sounds pretty lucrative as a D&D job. I guess it might be their like hooves though, right? Versus the horns. What are they called? Jelly caps? What are they called? Jelly nails? Can't remember. I think that's right. Someone who's only had their nails done like twice in their entire lives. I have no idea. what else would make this more roguish besides the poison? Bandana? Maybe a neckerchief? I really do like the poison concept for like rogues, but I don't feel like rules as written poison has been done well in D&D or Pathfinder. Too complicated, too expensive. I love gold. The thought of someone grinding away at my fingers gives you chills. I mean, yeah, I guess so. I can see that. I don't like files, like nail files. They drive me crazy. So I definitely feel you there. A bandit mask? Is that what he's missing? 90 gold for an extra d6 of damage on one attack. What a deal. Yeah, exactly. I don't want it to look like he's going to drink it. That would be bad. Maybe a suit like a white-collar criminal. Like he's just like an actual suit. That could be funny. He's got the poison. Would you give him a tie, though, if we did that? That could be interesting. Kind of like that idea. The best part about that would be that he, like, dresses up like a businessman. And then still is just specialized in poisons. Kind of like that. That's kind of a funny idea. I sell poison and poison accessories. There we go. That'll work. I will be right back. There's a whole bunch of barking going on outside, and that worries me. One moment. Hey, hang on a second. Dog outside is just yelling at nothing. Cheapest poison I saw is 150 gold for a single dose. 1d12 poison on a con save. Yeah, it's a little weird. I think... I think poisons basically got... They didn't get transferred over. I mean, essentially, if you look at like an enchanted weapon, like a dagger of fire or flaming or whatever, it's permanently a d6 damage for about 2,000 gold. So a poison should not be as... I'd say not as effective as that. So if it's a d6 that can be applied to anything... Maybe that's how it's equated. Woo, spicy. Should not be eating spicy candy. Yeah, that's insane for that. I mean, like, think about the amount of mercury that goes into making, or silver, sorry, that goes into making, like, a silvered weapon. That's 150 gold. So you have equivalent enough metal. I'm trying to think of a way to, like, something that would poison somebody, like mercury or something. I mean, the best way to look at it for me is, like I said, so 2,000 is a permanent weapon that can be used forever, right? But poison, being one use, makes me think it's more like ammunition. So magical bullets that give you a d6 of ammunition and are consumable are 2,000 divided by 50, which I think runs to like 40 gold apiece. So why the hell isn't poison 40 gold? If that's how much like magical arrows cost, which is a +1, why is poison 3 times as much as that? Maybe because it's like hard to get? Which I don't know if it is. I feel like there's a lot of things in the world that would just kill somebody. Over not killing somebody, you know? Everything's toxic. It's all about the dosage. Horn poison. It's a very specialized build. Wasn't there like a big bull man in the DuckTales cartoon or something? Can't remember what his name was. He might have had a broken horn or something. I don't remember. You can kill people with eye drops. That's easy to get and cheap. Yeah, I don't get it. Gold Tooth, hello. Thank you for the $20. The King of Kobolds has finally arrived. Sorry I'm late. No problem. And here's a question about poisons in the 5th edition. A bottle of simple poison costs 50 gold. Oh. Wait, costs 50 gold? And you mostly need the smuggler's background to get it. See, that makes more sense. That makes way more sense. So maybe my scope of looking at poisons has just been wrong. That being said, like Pathfinder's poisons had a lot more to do with like stat damage and stat drain. which was messed up. So like if you could get somebody to ingest something, they'd lose like most of their Constitution score, which is not good. Not good at all. How are you doing today, Goldtooth? I hope you're doing well. Taurus Bulba. Yeah, big old cow man. The new DuckTales series. I think he was in that too. I liked his design. Low Inferno.
Oh, no.
Not a lot.
Not a lot. Community Broad Day.
Yeah,
Come on, people.
I'm talking about poisons. Drawing Minotaur rogues. I gave him like a white shirt. Maybe I should give him like a suit. I do like the vest. The vest is interesting.
Are they like a dapper Minotaur rogue?
I think maybe he's a poison vendor. Maybe we'll give him like an apron. You too can have shiny horns that kill people.
With those elbow length rubber gloves.
Yep. So you're telling me spiders are a thing and that poison, but nobody's gathering it. Gathering spider venom is actually pretty tough. Yeah, have you ever tried to milk a spider? And Goldtooth Lair in the poison section of the handbook is insanely expensive.
Yeah, I mean, for some reason, spiders generally are pretty small. Well, the poisonous one, generally really weird.
Milking, storing, and like stabilizing toxins and poisons is super difficult.
Yeah, especially untainted ones.
Yeah, healing potions cost 50, which once again feels strange to me. So I'm not sure what that's about. And again, like I said, it's pretty much a need a smuggler background. Might as well save the gold for the purple worm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's. I don't feel like it's currently worth it to do like a poison build. Could be fun. There's some alchemist stuff out there in 2nd edition I haven't played with yet. So I'll look at that and let you know. Should we give him a big old
Pathfinder poison build?
Yeah, the alchemist is designed for it. Have I been muted this whole time? I hope not.
No.
Okay, good. I just remembered that I muted myself a little while ago, and then I was like, did I unmute? I hope I unmuted. That would be bad. Maybe we'll give him some tattoos. Maybe he's a reformed rogue. Tonight we cook. Breaking Bowl.
I'm on parole. Trying to turn my life around. Shonk.
Not enough Breaking Bad jokes in D&D.
Or is there?
I'm going to say no, because that's what I just said. I do like the idea of putting poison on your natural weapons. Like, you have to be immune to it, or it's bad. Does that make the venomous then?
Yeah, I mean, even professional sword fighters nowadays still occasionally stab themselves or cut themselves. So.
If you poison natural weapons, I think you become venomous. But maybe not. Maybe you have to produce the venom. Well, because poison dart frogs don't. natural. Well, they do. It's weird. Poisons are weird. I'm gonna give him a ponytail. I think it's funny. Not like funny haha, like strange.
Oh, those
Funny strange.
those South American poison dart frogs.
Yeah. I think they eat a bug that is
They-
poisonous. Then their
don't
body
know.
metabolizes it.
Maybe. I was
What-
pretty sure that the slime on the exterior is what produces the venom, but
All rogues need thieves' can't
Oh.
hats. Sorry, Brian. I read that and I forgot to say it out loud. So you do most. I do like the most of the suggestions we put. Just spend time trying to make them into characters. It's like an otter and barbarian. Make that into a character. Have we already done otter barbarians? I feel like we did. Oh, we had Finbar. We do need to redraw Finbar one of these days. Finbar the otter barbarian. Play a conjure wizard, conjure a bottle of frozen purple worm venom, and then quickly unfreeze it, which you can do. Many DMs hate it. What's the point of... How do you conjure a frozen bottle of purple worm venom? If the DM doesn't allow you to trick, do what everyone else does, just capture a bunch of poisonous creatures, and then every day milk them for their poison. I mean, that would be like a profession check thing that I think alchemists basically can do. So I'd be okay with that. Because then you're spending the time getting the animals and stuff. I think that's fine. I would like to start making poisons, please. Great. Or you could just do what goblins do and just, poo on your weapons. I think that's actually like against the Geneva Convention. But, goblins are horrible sometimes. You can't do that, but Raw is dumb. I mean, which one can't? It doesn't matter. I don't want to start an argument. I think, once again, poisons were not meant to cheese the game. So, basically, if the D&D Shorts guy says you should do something, it's probably either not right or bad idea. So, just assume that due diligence was not done, and it's probably wrong.
Yeah, you're bending some kind of rule.
You're bending something, yeah. Is that the internet beef I'm going to have to, die on? Fact-checking the D&D Shorts guy.
I mean, does it really matter, though?
No, it doesn't matter at all.
I mean, if you can get the DM to buy into it, anything goes.
Oh, sure.
Oh, did I mention that I TPK'd multiple times?
No.
Already in the Starfinder group that I was running? You remember the discussion that they had about, when you're eating something, they can only roll to escape, they can't roll to fight or attack or whatever while being ingested?
What? Sorry, I was reading something and none of those words you said make sense. What happened?
So, before I started the campaign, they had... Two of them had picked a species of frog person
Okay.
who had the ability to essentially eat somebody temporarily, like a hydra, right?
Okay.
You had to grab one, then you crunch down on them or whatever.
They had swallow hole.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But they had they had stated that they don't want, when something is swallowed by their race or by them, to be able to just attack while they're inside, right? Or drop a grenade or shoot a gun or whatever. They just had to roll. Oh, you have to do a roll to escape being swallowed. I was like, are you sure that's what you want to do?
Did you throw their own race at them and they got eaten?
No. I almost did. But I had another beast, one of the worms, actually attack. And
Gotcha.
Yeah, ate 2 of them on the first one. And the second one, they ate all 3 of them, and they were really terrible with their rolls.
That sucks. Yeah, I wouldn't change rules. Just as a goblin and throw dart frogs at your enemies. You just run into a room and throw frogs everywhere. I mean, that's basically the witch doctor from Diablo 3. I like it. Just throw jars of frogs and spiders. It's great. All right, what's going on over here? Let's see. I let my players farm for poison because they're going to devote time and investments in something Game World to do it. I agree. That's a great way to do it, Bionic. I thought there were explicit rules for milking pseudo-dragon venom. I don't know about pseudo-dragons, but, like, there's definitely rules for milking dragons and stuff. Like, that's 100% legit. And there's a book for Pathfinder that has it, too. If this was Twitch, I'd say I'd have you pet the boy, but it's YouTube, so you can't pet the boy. I can pet him anyways, because he's a fluffy cat, and he's right next to me. Anyways, poison's not worth it. Just give 5 bottles of acid or oil. Well, you can burn the acid and destroy it. Lots of armor and acid damage. Yeah, it's not magical. That's legit. I think acid and, like, alchemical fire is great. That's so overpowered. Why is that overpowered? I don't think that's overpowered. I think it's great. Yeah, Goldtooth. It's the purple worm venom trick, I think, is complete bullshit. Like, I don't think that works. And I'd have to, like, really dig into it. But every time I look that up, it's just like, why is that? Why do people think that's okay? Conjure an object and a cube of purple worm venom that is frozen is considered an object. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of rules you're skipping out on reading about that. You can conjure it and it has to exist anywhere. I think it has to be less than, like, 50 gold. Otherwise,
monetary value.
Yeah, and I don't know why it has to be frozen. Like, that seems like a weird stipulation to add to it. Oh, that's overpowered. You're talking about the swallowing thing. Yeah. Once, like, the swallow whole mechanic is devastating.
They were warned multiple times.
Yeah,
that they were messing with fire.
I mean, but I think for me, if someone's like, well, I don't want people to be able to attack me inside, it's like, then don't eat them. That's not, like that's a fundamental, like, I'd like to make it so that when I knock somebody off a cliff, they don't get to make a save. It's like, okay, if you get knocked off a cliff, you don't get to make the save. And if that's the choice, then that's fine, and you can change the rules if you all agree on it. And TPKs happen. So
yeah, I mean, I warned them about that specific issue, and they're like, nope, doesn't make any sense. I mean, this is the core mechanic of this race. I'm like, okay.
I think I'm about done with this guy. I think this turned out pretty well. It's a little weird for a rogue, but I like it. Like, I like this design. I like this concept. Kind of the shady poison dealer. It does feel a little more alchemy related, but that's okay. Like, you can do both. You can be a rogue that specializes in poisons. You can be an alchemist that specializes in thievery. I think both of those things can be true. And I like it. I like this concept, so. Give him a little potion here. Yeah, and like milking creatures for venom should be pretty difficult. Depending on the creature, like I know for a fact that the scorpion venom is super expensive. Like super expensive. Frozen, it's an ice cube that you can handle. Still bad faith in my opinion. If venom is a liquid, oh, you need a flask. But that's 2 objects. Interesting.
Yeah, but then we're talking about the difference between venom and poison and
Yeah. So there's not a gold limit on the summoned item. I don't know if I've heard that works ways reason frozen because the spell specifically allows solid objects, not liquid objects, to be conjured. Ah. I think he dabbles in pesticides. He could. Maybe he does. I don't like them bugs. Them bugs got to stay away from my apple orchard.
Are they... Is Goldtooth talking about instant summons?
Wouldn't the harvest of things be nature or survival check? Yeah, most of the time in Sean, in the books they have you roll survival checks to do that. And Goldtooth, I think, is talking about the Conjuration Wizard, which there's been a lot of shenanigans people have tried to do with that. So I need to look into it eventually. Second level conjuration ability. That you can do, I think. If you just keep summoning Nightshade, like, reagents, I would allow that. So basically you get, like, cheaper reagents to craft things, because you still spend the time crafting stuff. Da, 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 da. Why, when I type in D&D Beyond, D&D Beyond, do I not get? Oh my God! Stop it! Stop! Oh, everything's broken. There we go. There's a short on YouTube about using that with a criminal background and poisoner feat to summon purple worm venom. Yeah, and that's the D&D shorts guy.
Yeah, but you would have had to survive a battle with a worm, at the very least.
Da, 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 da. I think the other thing about that is, like, if you're doing that, yeah, you have 2 points in Wizard, but you also need, like, what, 5 to 10 levels of something else. And if that's how you want to spend your time at that level to create purple worm venom, like, okay, neat. I think there was someone who was trying to say you could do that at level 1. It's like, I don't think that's true. There's a whole lot of stuff that just doesn't make sense. I'm done with this. I'm going to roll. I don't want to get into a pissing contest about different ways to break the game, because that's not fun to me. So I'm just going to roll and keep drawing stuff. 3. A male cleric satyr barbarian. Male Celtic. Okay, that makes more sense. I thought it was spelt wrong, but it's Celtic. Satyr barbarian. All right, I like that. Dun, 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 dun.
Time to bust out that French curve.
Wait, French curve for what? For the satyr?
For Celtic symbols.
Oh. We'll be drawing lots of beefy furry boys today, apparently. I don't know if that's the shape I want. Is Discord the way to submit ideas for these? If you'd like, you can post something here in the chat. Normally we post something on the YouTube community page and people submit them throughout the week, so that way I have like some semblance of finality. But if you would like to post one here, I can add it to the list, and that's totally fine.
You can also post on the Reddit.
You could post it on the Reddit. Did I miss any on the Reddit? I forgot to check the Reddit this morning. I checked the Twitter last night and no one posted anything except for somebody posting their commission page, and I was like, yeah, fair. like, I'm not gonna get mad about that. You make that paper, yo.
Right. Boy, I love existing. Yeah, that'll be $70.
Yep. That comic touches my heart. They secrete poison on the exterior of the frog. There's so the Gripply and Pathfinder do that, and anything that like melee grapples them has a chance to be poisoned. But you can also spend an action to like rub a weapon on your body and make it poisonous. I always like that. Warforged Battlemaster, made up of spare parts. Yeah, I will add that to the list. You're supposed to break the game and make the DM rip. I know that's satire, but I don't appreciate the... I don't like games like that. Not my jam. The Gripply are amazing. I do love them. If darties, I assume you mean dart frogs, weren't so temperature sensitive, probably have a whole colony. That could be fun. Yeah, I swear that they aren't poisonous unless they eat something. I think it's like something to do with the... acidification of the bugs they eat creates the poison. Doesn't matter at the end of the day, but yeah. Alright, how big do I want to make this guy? He's a barbarian, so we should probably get a pretty cool barbarian pose. Maybe we'll do something a little more dynamic than normal, because I feel like satyrs should be hoppy. It's like really jumpy. Maybe we'll do something like this.
Oh, they eat plants, toxic plants, and then excrete the toxin.
Gotcha.
So if they don't eat the toxic plants, they will not be toxic. So there you go.
Yep. Alright. The dog has gone from whining to barking. That is not good. What do this is a Spider-Man pose, I just realized. But I'm okay with that. I think we're going to do Spider-Man pose. Natural diet allows them to reduce toxins, and captive they lose their toxicity. Yeah. They eat ants. Ah, bullet ants. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, they definitely eat ants. That's very true.
Another thing you do is get an endless supply of acid. It is the trap of slimes in a bag of holding. And all you need is glass jars at the point and scoop and grab some of that acid. I would allow that, actually, but you'd have to feed it, because you would slowly be taking chunks of it out. And I would say that it's not just producing acid, like you are essentially harvesting an acid slime and making smaller acid jar slimes. And there's already stat block for that, so yeah. Jar of slime. Rock and roll. Since slime does acid damage, I consider it more of an acid than an actual slime. I mean, once again, yeah, that's changing the rules, but that's fine. Like, you can do that in your games. I think that's legit too. But I would make it like a limit. We'll put a limit to it. You either have to feed your slime to make it get bigger again, or you eventually run out of it. Ants. Also an evil act. Depending. Depending on whether or not we count slimes as plants or animals.
Those are words that I generally would not put together when I was thinking of a creature there.
Slimes, plants, and animals?
No, what Tim just stated.
The Dumbo Octopus Cthulhu spawn? I mean, it looks like a Dumbo Octopus, which is cool. So, I liked it. It was good. The Dumbo Octopus are really cute. Cthulhu spawn, though, like... Yeah, I don't have any comment for it. Like, it's fine. It's a fine idea. I think the term Cthulhu spawn is the thing that really bothers me about it. Like, that's really all I have a problem. Like, just let it be. Just let it be Cthulhu. Let it be an illithid. I don't know what a Cthulhu spawn is. Yeah, if you want to turn one corpse into a bottle of slime over the course of 2 or 3 days, I think that's legit.
Yeah, so long as you have the skills, right?
Yep. I'm the slime harvester. Isn't Slime Rancher a game? That sounds really familiar.
Yes, it is.
But the spawn of Cthulhu aren't public domain at all. Gotcha. Gotcha. Star spawn. I need to make this look very much like not a goat boy. I mean, I want it to be a goat. Sorry, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to make this look goatish. Goatish barbarian. I was hoping Druid would get this one, but he draws enough satyrs. I can take one. So I was looking at creating a grapple barbarian yesterday. And there's a feat called Grappler. And it doesn't seem as good as Tavern Brawler. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I think Tavern Brawler is a better grappler feat. Because Grappler allows you to use a bonus action to attempt to grapple. But, Tavern Brawler allows you to use a bonus action to attempt to grapple after a successful attack, and then Grappler gives you advantage on grapple checks, and allows you to like basically pin people. So I'm wondering if like those in tandem would be really good, but if you had to pick one, like Tavern Brawler seems like a much better grappler feat. That was one of the main advantages of me making a Dragonborn as my first character. I learned how to digigrid legs work. Yeah. Fortunately translate to kobolds or coconut lizard folks and satyrs. Yep, it's all the same.
Hmm.
Didn't think it would work.
Apparently.
Living creature. Turn my bag of holding into a prison with a wind elemental kept inside of it. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I've definitely seen people do that before. I don't think that's too far-fetched.
Yeah, apparently a lot of people that are doing grappler barbarians also get the tavern brawler feat.
Yeah. I mean, it essentially gives you the something that's kind of missing from 5e is the specialized attacks. Like in Pathfinder, you had things that allowed you to like make trip attacks when you attacked with them, or disarming attacks, or if you had natural feats, you could do. Monsters have those. Like monsters have that feat basically is whenever they attack, they can make a grapple with it. If they have claws, like a crab claw or tentacles. And I really like that concept because then you have that, and then you have constrict damage, which I think still exists in 5e, but it might not. Wait, Goldtooth, you were saying that was a stupid idea? What's wrong with putting something in a bag of holding? Like, it's got a limited amount of air, but if it's elemental, I don't know if that matters.
I think Perkins even stated that if it doesn't breathe or consume oxygen, you could put it in there.
I could also definitely see something trying to tear the bag. So that would be like, I think there's a strength check required to try to break out of the bag. So that would be something you'd have to deal with, but it does have no floor or ceiling. Yeah. Yeah, it's not like a square thing. The other thing is a lot of people don't realize how big the bags are.
Oh yeah, they're big.
Yeah. So how are you supposed to keep air in a certain area if it's endless and has no floor or ceiling? Yeah, it's the other way around. Like, when it says there's a void space, it's an interdimensional void space that can contain up to X amount of stuff. So, like, you don't go into a room when you go into a bag of holding. The bag of holding is, like, vacuum formed to your body. You're just in nothingness. You're in amorphous nothingness. It's really strange. 5e unarmed combat is so bad. Yeah, it's they tried to simplify it because, I mean, to be fair, like, grappling combat in Pathfinder is a fucking shit show. Like, there's so much to it, and it's so complicated. So they really tried to simplify it in 5e, which I think they did. They just made it really uninteresting too.
I thought they also tried simplifying grappling in Pathfinder 2.
They did. They made it a little more complicated.
Oh, did
on
they?
the front end. On the front end. So basically, what you do in Pathfinder 2nd Edition now is you use your turn to make a grapple. So you do the grapple action, and if you succeed, you then have them grabbed. Then on your next turn or your next action, you can use the grapple action again, and if that succeeds and they are grabbed, then they are restrained. Basically, grappled, and grappled. Maybe it is grappled. That's why it's confusing. They added a whole bunch of words, but it's a word flowchart of things. So it makes more sense, and it allows you to, like, I'm going to grab them and move them. I'm going to grab you and throw them. Because they basically broke all of those pieces into actions that have to be done based on what the previous action was. So it makes more sense, I think. It's just the wording is really confusing. What I meant was, wind elemental is there's producing, or so the 10-minute timer doesn't exist since the wind elemental is constantly pumping out fresh air. I don't know if that's true. I guess, yeah, lava elemental would just be like spewing lava, right? But also, is it consuming that lava to maintain itself? Like, I don't know if they're just fountains of lava. That's interesting. And yeah, I don't think a wind elemental has to be fresh air. I think a wind elemental is air that is around it. Yeah. You could definitely have a wind elemental, like, dosed with poisonous gas, right? That would be really bad. I would do that.
So an air elemental is strictly a funneled cloud of swirling wind and air.
Yeah. Would the bag eventually pop? I think that would be part of the thing. Like, if you're trying to hit that DC of, like, I think it's DC 25 to break the bag or get out of the bag if you're trapped in it. It might be a DC 30. I think an immovable rod is DC 25. I think a bag of holding is a DC 30. So that being said, a wind elemental, yeah, I think they'd have a pretty easy time breaking out of the bag, just like because they can exert so much force out. Same thing. Put a lot magma elemental in the bag. Very good chance it's just going to pop the bag with magma. I think elementals have to fuse to grow by published lore, otherwise they kind of just circulate. Yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering. Like, would the wind elemental in a vacuum make air, or would it die? I think it would probably die. No air means cut off from natural resources. Just like put a magma elemental underwater and it's like not having a good time. It might be okay, but not having a good time. It can't just keep making magma.
I know that, for example, astronauts up in the space station, if they aren't near a vent when they fall asleep, they can actually create pockets of carbon dioxide that just hangs around their head. So
the wind elemental is acting like an air purifier in the bag and holding people argue saying that it should work, which in my opinion it wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know if that would. I mean, like, once again, wind elemental, not an oxygen purification elemental. Maybe you could. It's an interesting idea, depending on how the magic works, because like if a wizard can make a bubble helmet, can a wind air elemental make a?
Suppose you could train a wind elemental pet to do these things. But...
See, I would probably allow that. Like if you somehow had a summoned air familiar or summoned an air spirit, I would basically give you water breathing at that point. So I could see that working. Which once again, like yeah.
But that's the player working for that, right? Rather than just give me this.
I don't think the concept is bad. It's just a matter of execution, right? So if you're just like, well, I'm going to put a wind elemental in my bag, it's like, does it want to be there? like that's the first question. Are you stuffing an elemental in a bag? I like the idea of catching like lightning in a bottle, or putting like a wizard of high enough capabilities should be able to capture an elemental in a container. I have no issue with that, period. Whether or not it's your bag of holding, or like, I would assume it'd have to be a container designed for it, or with a spell put on it. So like, oh, I've designed this jar to suck up wind elementals. Cool. Like that's some like, Odysseus shit. I like it. I really like that.
Like dominating the elementals, right?
Yeah. So that's really my only issue with that, is whether or not you're putting the effort into that, or you're just like, oh, I know how to stop the wind elemental, I'll stuff it in a bag. It's like, I mean, you can try. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. I'm on the fence. Do satyrs have little goat ears, right? I'm going to do goat ears. I'm going to do goat ears and a ponytail. I've kind of turned this into a red cap, which was not my intention. I also don't know if this is the correct type of horns for a goat. I do have a goat horn that looks like this, so maybe that's fine. I've just said if character concepts can't work raw. I mean, yeah, that's fair. You know what, Bionic? That's something I'm not going to argue, because like a lot of the stuff I need to homebrew is because raw is kind of jank. Like, you can't have potions above level 3. That's a great way to balance what's in the book, but at level 15, like you want to make some cool healing potions and shit. Like you have to go beyond that rules as written. So yeah, I think that's fine. I think it's also good to remember that you can do a lot rules as written and only change by changing very little. Like specifically weapon enchantments. There's a whole bunch of stuff in 3.5 and Pathfinder that allow you to create whatever you want for magical items. And they're like, okay, you take the spell level, you take your caster level, and you create whatever the fuck you want. And like, they're very open to it, but you're not breaking the rules as written, you're expanding the rules as written. So like, yeah, that's an interesting way to... Hippity hoppity, hello, how's it going?
Yeah, just so long as the players understand that whatever they can do, the enemies can do too.
Yeah. Adventure League is a good example. Yeah, Adventure League, once again, I have to stipulate that Adventure League is a specific type of organized play. And so people that are mad that they can't use those in organized play, that's like going to play baseball, but you want to use a shotgun to shoot the ball. They're like, no, you can't do that. It's like, why not? I invented this cool baseball shooting gun. And it's like, that's not what everybody agreed to play as. Like, you have to use baseball bats, not corked baseball bats. Right? Like,
yeah, I usually use the idea of you have a whole bunch of fishers going to a fishing tournament, and one person brings dynamite.
Yeah, it's just organized play. The Adventure League is organized play, and where rules are set. So if you don't like that, don't play Adventure League. If that's your only option, I'm sorry, but like, that is ubiquitous across organized sporting events. Because if you don't want to play on the baseball league, you got to make your own. That's just how it works.
Yeah, just make a different league.
Yep.
I mean, that's what American Gladiators did, right?
Yeah.
And XFL also did that
Yeah,
too.
same thing. What if we play in bikinis? Get out of here.
I mean, ultimately, it didn't go very well for them, but they brought a lot of really cool technology to the NFL.
Sure. What is happening here? There we go. I'm gonna make this a little bigger. I'm not super happy with it. I like what it is, but I think we need to expand upon it. So we're gonna redraw it. Whoops. Enter. Close. 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 Enter. Close. God damn it. There we go. 5. Okay, we're back in it. Also, Rookzer0, I allow people to swap enchantments on items, so a flaming sword could be applied to a spear. Yeah, see, that's totally fine. I have no problem with that. As I love doing that stuff all the time, and you can do that. You can do that with the crafting, the older crafting systems. You just have to basically do all the math yourself, which is I'm totally fine with doing, so I don't mind it. But 5e just didn't incorporate those rules to keep it simple. So just stick with what we have. And it's like, I don't want to. I'm gonna go make my own thing. Flametongue Spear would be awesome. Yeah, Flametongue is broken, but it's supposed to be it's supposed to be like the end all be all weapon of coolness, just like Fireball, right? Like Fireball is technically way too efficient for what it is, but that's okay. There's a reason everybody fireballs all the time. Because it's OP as fuck.
Yeah, and it's specifically designed to be OP.
Yep. And a Flametongue sword is essentially a fireball and a sword. I've accidentally created Krampus Barbarian. Lightning Bolt is fun. Lightning Bolt is a really good spell. Most magic items and swords are not everyone wants to use the sword. Yeah. Taking containers, endless water, and putting it up the entrance of a dragon. That's just pretty much wait for a dragon to fill up the water. I mean, that's how Minecraft works, right? I have always ruled that things of endless water can only produce so much water, at least in a day, and then at that point it begins to unsummon, kind of like fading back into ether. So if you poured a waterfall jug off a cliff, it would have a set amount of distance before the water would just be gone back into the ether. Which I don't know if that's rules is written, but that's how I always play it. It says endless. It appears endless. Like,
Yeah.
it's way more water than should be in a jug of that size.
I mean, that's the difference between having the bottomless item versus having an item with a small dimension door to whatever elemental plane.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, if level 1 wizards could open planes, like open up demi-planes of fire, like the world would just not exist.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Mathematically, it takes days to fill a dungeon that way. And that's assuming that it's like an airtight dungeon. Like, what if there's a chasm or something that just releases to underground water wells?
And you don't have something that consumes whatever you're spewing.
Essentially, you're just creating a lake. Or creating a river into the dungeon. The dragon just starts drinking it, opens a spa. Welcome to Silver Fang's unlimited spring well. 40 gold a day. Lunch included. I definitely stretched this arm out wrong. Like this arm is super long. Let's fix that. There we go. That looks much better. I mean, Goldtooth, once again, you're assuming that like it's a perfectly closed system. I think that's an interesting idea. Like, how are we going to prepare for this dungeon? Like, oh, we're going to flood it. Like, divert a lake or something into it, sure. But I'm just saying, like, yeah, I think that's a little presumptuous to assume that would just like win the day, right? I think it's an interesting idea. You guys are going to divert an entire river just to deal with this dungeon? Yeah. You got to deal with zoning permits, local governments, PTA meetings.
Oh, would wizards really even care about the local zoning authority?
Not to mention, that's a great way to make a dragon just eat you at level 1, you know? That would be really funny, actually. Like, I think that's a great way to get a dragon to come out of its lair. If that was your intent, was to piss off a dragon and have it go out the back entrance and then just ambush you. I do think that's a good idea. Who dare fill my cavern with water? Everyone just points at the wizard. Hercules did it to clean a stable. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know if all dragons can breathe underwater, but I assume because they're material plane creatures that they're just kind of don't give a shit.
Well, they have such a high constitution, I mean...
That's true, they can hold their breath for...
Just how long are they going to be able to hold their breath for? Holy crap.
Yeah, I think in Pathfinder it's like minutes per constitution score.
Something like that. Yeah.
So it's like everybody can hold their breath for a minute plus minutes per. I don't know if it's ability score or score.
Well, you have to start making essentially fortitude saves after a certain point, right? To not just engulf water rather than air.
That's actually, I'm not sure how that works. Because I know, so the things that are written are, like doing an action, an extraneous action. So if you decide to cast a spell, that takes a minute of air to do. So like if you make an attack, it's a minute of air.
Sure.
So like there are some rules set up to expedite the drowning process. But beyond that, I don't know if they're. I think you just have to roll Constitution saves to maintain holding your breath. So if you fail, yeah, you lose some air, but I don't know if there's an actual. I guess that I could see that being the same thing. I'm okay with that. All right, how do we make this? How do we Celtic up this dude? Do we have some Celtic tattoos I should be using? Any suggestions?
So in 5e, a character can hold their breath, just hold their breath, for a number of minutes equal to 1 plus their Constitution modifier.
Modifier, okay. So 1 minute plus your Constitution modifier.
If they have a negative Constitution modifier, they can hold their breath for 30 seconds.
Interesting. How's this looking? Maybe I'm going to give him one big weapon. Maybe I don't want to give him 2 weapons.
Oh, that allows for the feats that certain races have, like hold breath, for example, to be more effective, right? Like lizard folk having hold breath can last for what, 15-20 minutes.
Yeah, I think turtles are like that too, right? Like they have a huge,
I believe so.
Huge capacity.
But like what's the race that's similar to an air elemental? What was it?
The Genasi?
Yeah.
The Undine is what they were called in Pathfinder. Sylphs were the air ones. Oh no! Chester's Papa. What is he? What is it, Cat?
I don't know. But
Add a tartan? I could do that.
But that also makes sense because there are some classes that can get a feat, like the Undying Warlock, that allows them to no longer need to breathe, for example.
Gotcha. What's up, Cat? What are you doing up here? I'm being annoying. It is the Undine? Okay. Nope. You don't get to walk on my keyboard. Get the hell out of here. Get out of here. Nope. Nope. You can get off the desk, or you can stand right there. Those are your options.
Oh, yeah. If you're holding your breath and you're using, and you cast a spell that has a verbal component.
Oh, is that what takes a minute of your air?
That's a problem. Yeah. Because it uses some of your air supply.
I thought tartans were Scottish. Are tartans Celtic? Is that the same thing? Maybe my brain is broken right now. I thought you lost air regardless of what you did.
Well, you're effectively doing that, right? Because you're having to hold your breath.
Yeah.
But if you then try and cast a spell, you're like, well,
you got to use some of the air.
You used a whole bunch of your air.
Yeah. That's the wrong way. It should be that way. Cat, you're very cute, but also a pain in the ass. What can I do? You don't know? You don't get to come this way. I'm like holding him back from standing on my keyboard. Why don't I stand on the keyboard? The Celts wore tartan cloth patterns. Yes, cool. Okay. I won't swear to this, but I think there's a psychic in Pathfinder 2e that just released can say a spell in their head and don't need to vocalize it too. I won't swear that that's correct. That sounds right. I mean, like that sounds like a fine feat to give a mentalist, like being able to project those words.
Yeah,
psychically.
Convert verbal components into mental components.
Yeah.
Sure.
This is essentially what the meta magic feat does, anyways. So.
Sure, but I wonder if that would how that would affect concentration, right?
I mean, I don't think concentration spells require you to keep talking, do they?
No, but if you're doing it mentally and you're also concentrating on another spell, right?
Oh. I'd allow it. I don't think that's too much of an issue.
It'd be interesting.
I mean, I think spells that require
Sure.
spells that require concentration are that way for a reason. So like adding meta magic feats while concentrating on a different spell, as long as it's not breaking your concentration, I think it's fine. I don't see an issue with there. Okay. Oh boy. Alright, are we missing anything on this satyr boy? I think this is pretty good. Oh, he didn't draw his ears. Would help if I drew his ears. Give him a little bit of floof here. I think we can probably fill in these horns too. I need to figure out a better way to color horns. Like I kind of want to follow the curvature, I guess. But it always ends up being sloppy, so I don't know if that's just my technique or if I just have no idea what I'm doing. Looks awesome so far. Some more paint could work as well. Yeah, we could do that. Maybe instead of like the swirls here, we just give him like kind of paint the whole hand. That could be interesting. Give him some leg bands. Or tattoos everywhere. That's right. Do all of them go the same direction? I think they do. For the trigram? It's been a while. It's been a while since I've had to look this stuff up. Maybe I'll make his legs a little furrier. Yeah, we can do that. I think that would probably be a smart idea if we go through and we like add some flurf. Some leg flurf.
Oh, that's even more dastardly.
That's a Naruto tattoo. Because you're holding your breath, so it means you're storing oxygen in your lungs. All someone has to do is come up and punch you to guts and release the oxygen. Let's cut up Sonic style. Yeah, I mean, so once again, like walking up and punching somebody to make them lose oxygen, I think that's a fair thing for like a critical hit. But once again, like fighting and punching in D&D doesn't actually matter until you hit 1 hit point. So no rule prohibits verbal components from working underwater. Keep in mind that if you're talking, you're not holding your breath. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, which means the moment you cast a verbal component, you are effectively drowning because you're suffocating.
See, well, I don't know. I swear I've read somewhere that you just lose a certain amount of air. But maybe that is just table rules.
I mean, I can agree with that idea, right? But yeah, finding that Crawford had proffered his opinion on it is like, ooh. But it was also back in 2017, so.
Yeah, and I would argue that like that's fair because essentially what you're doing is you are expending effort to not like you begin holding your breath, right? Like if you're unconscious, you can't hold your breath, so you just blah, blah, blah. I would argue that you can't hold your breath and cast a spell at the same time because those are two different things. So I think it just costs a certain amount. Then I'm okay with that. Ruling it that way at my table.
Sure.
I don't know how other people do it, but that's how I would do it. The legs look oddly flat compared to the rest. Yeah, I need to make them a little more floof. Part of that is like shading here should really come out. Like the knees are the closest part to the camera, so they need to be a little brighter. And then these feet need to be farther back here. So we'll go ahead and kick these back. Are we already at 12 o'clock and we've only done 2? That's not good. That's not good.
But I think this is all the reason why underwater breathing is so much easier now in 5th edition.
He's literally getting the jump on somebody. Yeah. Yeah, that's the intent. Hurrah. Yeah, cat? What's up?
I'm tired.
I think it is time to either feed them again. Well, it's not time to feed them again because it's only noon. You might just want to go outside. I'm not sure.
In this heat?
It's actually not too bad today. If it gets any hotter, I'm definitely going to call somebody about the dog next door.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 40°C where I'm at today, so yay.
You know I don't use those demon numbers.
Sure.
Is it multiply first and then add, or is it add and then multiply? Because that would be 90, right?
104.
104? Whoa.
Times by 9/5 plus 32. Yeah, apparently lots of the UK
I think we're gonna call that there.
Spain is on fire right now.
Yep. The whole world's on fire. It's no good. The shopkeeper is going to obviously know what they're trying to stuff a grandfather clock down your pocket. What? What did I miss? Less yelling about poisons, more drawing. Seriously. We're going to roll. Here we go. 13. Orc Swashbuckler. Oh, no. Chopping swords. You can use an orc. One to tear the ropes of the ship. I like that. Orc pirate. I'm down.
Now, I wonder if that's an actual tattoo.
It could be. I doubt it, but it could be.
Pretty cool, though.
Yeah, stealth is a weird thing. Is it the intent that you can cast broken spells when you're no longer holding your breath and now have con mod +1 rounds? Yes. Yeah, there you go. So as soon as you're no longer holding your breath, you are drowning for X amount of times.
Yeah, which, I mean, suffocating doesn't mean that you immediately pass out, right?
Right.
You have a certain amount of time to get to an air supply before you start rolling death saves, but...
Okay.
But just like you were saying, you know, if you are able to think of a way that you can get it done, no harm, no foul, right?
I don't know what we're talking about anymore.
Don't worry about it.
Still holding
It's
our
not
breath?
important.
Whoop. Gotta be a big old beef boy. What would an orc swashbuckler look like? Would he have the big poofy sleeves? Would he have like...
Oh my gosh. These people are crazy.
Context, man.
Is it possible to rest underwater if you can breathe underwater?
Yes.
Nothing prevents it.
Yeah, if you have 24 hours of water breathing, you can rest underwater.
Yep.
I'm Kevin the Necromancer in some of his games is playing with someone as a turtle, and they just thematically want to be able to sleep underwater. And it's like, I guess that's fine. Like, what's stopping you from that?
Right.
Mow. Maybe I will do just a big open shirt. That sounds kind of fun.
Big poofy shot.
Big poofy shirt. That's a pretty good one. Looks like a 40k orc. Every single guy knows in love with this. That's not how it works. Nope. Are you just throwing hot takes at the chat? Gold Tooth, is that what's going on? Maybe not be comfy. Maybe not be. Yeah, I mean, I could see if you're not used to sleeping underwater, you could be grumpy about it. But like it should work just fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't sleep well.
I
I can't sleep well on like a hotel mattress, so I could see me having problems underwater.
Yeah, Yeah, so long as you're not being attacked or threatened or spell runs out.
Yeah, charisma is just another stat, you know. Like, I once again like to tell people charisma does not mean you get to do whatever you want. It means you can attempt to do whatever you want.
Yep.
I'm gonna ask the barmaid out. The barmaid is not interested.
And you suffer the consequences.
Yep.
I'm gonna seduce the dragon.
You die.
Congratulations. You've seduced the dragon. Now roll a constitution check.
Yeah, that's the joke. I'm a fan more of, like, I don't know. I hate the nonsensical seduction rolls.
Yeah.
I've never had anybody do anything like that. So, I really do feel like it's more of a, in my mind, it's more of like it's just an urban legend douchebag thing to do.
Yeah, I think so too.
But, like, at the end of the day, because, like, if any DM is playing that, your character's suggestions don't take autonomy away from NPCs. Like, that being said, you could definitely, like, I'm going to convince the guards to just let us in. It's like, why would they do that? They would lose their job. It's like, I really want to, like, I want them to. And it's like, they will not arrest you for suggesting such a thing with your high roll, but they're still not going to let you. What happened? Okay, we're back. I that's the thing. Like, I think it should guide. Charisma can guide situations, but, like, you don't just. Same thing with animal handling. Like, I want to train the ferocious beast. Like, well, now it's not going to eat you because it's confused.
Yeah.
But it's not going to just. It's not your pet now. It just is not going to eat you. That's what you've succeeded in.
Right.
I did not draw this at all the way I think I should, so I'm going to start over.
And most of the time, the rules actually even state that you can only move by one delineation, right?
Yep.
So.
And that's what I was like. Most things, if they're hostile towards you, you don't just automatically win them over. You have to, like.
Yeah.
But there are spells that let you do stuff like that, like Friends, right? Friends gives you advantage. Suggestion is suggestion is really powerful. Command is even more powerful, and that's very much I think what people think.
Command, like, if worded appropriately, yeah.
I think that's the big thing. It's like charisma checks are not the command spell. Like, the command spell is an evil act of forcing your will on somebody.
Yeah, and they know it too.
Yep. This feels more like an Orc Swashbuckler now. Yeah. I'm a big fan of glowy yellow orc eyes. Is that just me?
I like that style. I mean, that's more... I feel that's more towards the Blizzard orc style, but yeah.
Yeah, orcs have eyes
I
there.
like it.
Do they have yellow glowy eyes? I feel like orcs have normal eyes. He had yellow eyes. I swear to God, he had yellow eyes. Scott Farkas. Give him a big old bandana. I'm gonna go see if this cat wants to go outside. I'll be right back, everybody. More smoldering, please. Orcs with amber eyes are cool. Yeah. Yeah. Come on, horse cat. Where you go? It was in the arcs in first edition. All them teeth and no toothbrush. I mean, that's why they're so upset. Right? I think that's the joke you were making. Medulla oblongata. Jiggling for orcs? What the hell? That does not sound like a game I would want to play, Goldtooth. Oh, yeah! What the hell is Garrick Hellscream? Garrosh. Gromash. All great orc names. I love the World of Warcraft characters, even though the writing is just hot garbage.
Yeah. Story writing is pretty bad, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, swashbuckling. Here we go. Big old choppy sword. I'm a big fan of the big orc nose, but tiny orc nose is also good.
Has one of those French handlebar mustaches.
Should we give him a big old mustache? That could be funny. Let's do it. Should give him a big old goatee. Oh my god, yes! Look at that! I accidentally did this, but I like it. His tusks are just coming out of the poof.
Yo. That's what I imagine. Right?
Somebody make this character. That's pretty good. That's a big beard. Cutlass is used for 3 reasons. They're short, easy to use, cut stuff off. Put away button. Found a big, another big pig orc nose. I like the big pig orcs. Especially like the pig dudes from Star Wars. I always imagine them just like, yeah, space orcs, yay! I really dig them. The art for 1E orcs is interesting, for sure. I should really look up who did the art for the first edition books, because like it might have been Gygax himself. I'm not sure.
I know for the pamphlets and whatnot.
He was?
It was,
Okay.
yeah. But those were like supplements to the original war game rules, right?
Yeah. feel like this headband does not look like a headband anymore. What did I do wrong here? Should I put some hair sticking out the top? I've definitely had this look.
Yeah, that's definitely a line cook look.
Yep. Back before I had to wear masks, I used to just wear like a gainer, because I could pull my hair up because it was just too long. But you needed something that was like super breathable. Do-rags are great too, but I never wore a do-rag. It's hot.
Yeah,
Man.
keep that hair out of the eyes.
Sweat. Hot and sweaty. I'm gonna give him like a shark bite around his neck. Swashbuckler. He's a very grizzled swashbuckler, but I don't know what else to add. What else would make a swashbuckler look good? I thought you didn't like beards. I don't like beards. Doesn't mean I don't draw them. I do not want a beard. That is my extent of not liking beards.
Yeah, I know lots of artists that draw things that they don't like on themselves, personally.
Elisa, that sounds like a fun character, but the way we do this is we're drawing D&D characters today. If you have a D&D character you'd like to have drawn, I can put it on the list, and then we roll a dice to see who gets to go next. So... I finally walked into a store wearing a Plague Doctor mask, in which I got many looks, but did not care. That's pretty funny. Jeff Easley did the art. Okay, cool. Thank you for looking that up. Should we give him? Let's give him like a like a pirate, like a loose pirate shirt, tunic. Is it considered a tunic? I don't know what you would call that. That's not how shirts work. Whatever. This guy's shirt is all over the place. Doesn't know what the hell's going on. What if she offered you... What if she offered to pay you $1 million for a draw today? For the OC? I mean... We used to have a if you tip your suggestion going up, but I don't want to... I have since stopped doing that because I want to spend lots of time on these. I mean, I think you can get away with that as long as technically the pandemic is finally over. I mean, I will probably continue wearing masks in shopping malls for, the next 5 years. Yeah. I doubt I will. I don't have any plan on stopping.
Yeah, most places, any medical facility nearby.
Yeah.
Requires them, but most places encourage their usage where I'm at.
And yeah. Moreover, I
remember.
just don't want to. Oh, sorry, I was still thinking about
No,
the.
that's fine.
What about Lisa asking? I just don't want to put up like. Don't want to draw fan arts or people's OCs, unless it's D&D related, so people can use it for like D&D characters and stuff. So didn't want to lead somebody on with, oh, we might get picked. It's like, it's not what we're drawing today. One of these days we'll do. We did that once with the Artist Arcana. We went out and picked some people's characters and just drew them. Might do that again.
I mean, if you can somehow work your OC into a D&D class.
Yeah. Got to put in the effort. And I've been tricked in the past, so. I've had a few people try to get me to draw Batman. It's just like, I'll draw D&D Batman. But after the third or fourth time, it's like, I get it, it's Batman, it's fine. Like, just. I think there is for a little while there, we had some people trolling that were just trying to, like, get my goat. But I think for the most part, we have a lot of people that have some really good characters that I want to give, attention to. So I prefer people don't do jokes or, try to come up with something strange. Because if it takes me more time, then it's less time for other people's. And I like giving people's characters time. I think the sword's in the wrong spot. Maybe we'll curve it a little more. Yeah, make it a big old falchion. I actually really like this guy. This looks awesome. Give him a strap here. Maybe we'll give him like a musket or something. I think you need to draw more than just D&D, though, kind of like Android you did. Yeah, I mean, I could do that with commissions, but as for, like, the YouTube and stuff, I think sticking with... The problem I have had in the past is people just wanting fan art, just generic fan art of different things. And that's fine sometimes, but, like... Not technically what I do normally. Maybe I do need to branch into that. But I don't know. I like doing fantasy art, so when all of a sudden people want me to draw something from like Teen Titans, it's like that's a little off the off the path.
But my character's like Starfire and Raven mixed together. So it's a female Batman with superpowers. Got it. Not saying that's not a cool character. It's just
Find the strength system in Dungeons & Dragons can be stupid and fall damage. Why would you have the strength to suplex a Tarrasque?
oh, not this argument again.
I mean, I don't... Yeah. People abusing the system isn't fun. That's all I'm saying. Want to give him like those big old gloves, big old leather. Yeah, my biggest thing with D&D is if it doesn't make sense, just don't do it. Like, too many people just want to play the game to troll when it's like I have no time. I have no time or patience for that. If it is really fun for you to want to like suplex a Tarrasque, that's fine. Just make sure that's what everybody else is into, you know? Gumball. I know the person that did that art. Maybe I'm following them on ArtStation already. A random. I mean, you could, yeah. I think like a wild magic warlock that just like snaps cantrips, but it's a random cantrip. I think it'd be really interesting. I think that's totally fine. Yeah, barbarians should be able to survive falls. I don't have any problem with that. We've talked about that before. I mean, monks can basically take no damage from falling, so why not barbarians? I think it's fine. Yeah, let's look it up. I mean, I know it's a lot. I do think the strength system is a little nonsensical because, like, would a gnome with 15 strength be able to lift the same as a Goliath with 15 strength? No. So, like, everyone in that universe is super powered. And, like, dwarves can't be encumbered, so they can basically walk normally with all their gear until it kills them, which is kind of funny. Your carrying capacity is your strength score multiplied by 15. So if you have 20 strength, you're looking at like 300 pounds. Is your carrying capacity. A nice little chart here. And then there's that's carrying capacity though, but then like lifting and dragging can lift as much as here's maximum load over their head. Heavy load. What's the maximum load? So with 30 strength, you can carry 1,400 pounds above your head. That's a lot. So 30 strength is like above human, right? Like, you'd never be able to do that. Oh, okay, cool. So they do have, and that's multiplied by if you're fine, diminutive, tiny, small, or medium, it gets multiplied. So if you're a colossal creature, you can carry 20 tons. If you have a strength of 30 as a colossal creature. So a Tarrasque could suplex a Tarrasque, but no normal sized creature could. And I would say even a large sized creature could. Times 3, almost 3,000 pounds. That kind of makes sense. Commoner can carry 135 pounds, which makes sense. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good system. That's from the SRD though, so that's probably a culmination of. That's just the D20 system, but it is Wizards, so it's probably from 3.5 and 3. 5e might be different.
Yeah, but remember, just because you have the strength that says you could do it doesn't mean you have the constitution to be able to do it.
Yeah. I don't know what that means. Ooh, 5e is actually much worse. Oh, no, they just have the chart backwards for some reason. That's weird. It's exactly the same. They just reordered the chart. I like that this Orc's weapon is ornate. Well, he's so beat up. Yeah, it's like a special. Very fancy falchion. Which I do want to change a little bit. I want him to like be two-handing this thing. Just like a little bit of a handguard. Maybe we'll beat him up a little bit more here. Give him some scratches. I like this gritty swashbuckler though. I think that's a fun idea. Just like dirty pirate Jim, but he's the best sword fighter on the ship. Jimmy. I'm not Jimmy Jim. Oh, Gonzo. Alright, I don't want to, like, underdraw this one, but I think I want to move on to the next one. This is a fun idea. This is a cool character. Cool concept. Thank you for the suggestion. And we will go on to the next one as soon as I finish this. Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot. I might revisit this fellow at some point. Burning, hello. Hey, didn't miss the entire stream. No, we're still going. We are still going. Hope things are going well. You should be able to summon it and use it. Wait, what? Hold on a second. What did I miss?
Don't forget your water.
Is there water? "24 strength, you literally have the muscle capacity to lift a creature up and slam it into the ground with no issue by game mechanics." I mean, anybody could mostly do that. 24 strength is a lot. Like, 24 strength is beyond normal capacity. So, like, yeah. Absolutely. That's actually requires magical intervention to get that high. You should be able to summon it and use proficiency in combat. I don't agree with it. You talking about the falchion? I don't know what's going on anymore. I'm going to move on. I'll move on to the next one. Here we go. We're going to roll. People have some more... Whoops. Oops, that's not good. we lose it? We're here. Okay. Everything's fine. There we go. If people have more suggestions for D&D characters, or like, let me know. Let me know and I'll add it to the list. 4. A Harengon Fiend Warlock. A real edgy bunny. Dang it. Alright, we'll do a Warlock. Here we go.
You can't escape the bunny.
I can't escape the bunnies. I actually don't mind the bunnies. Whoops. Might help if I had...
But how humanoid is it in our reality?
I'm a big fan of very humanoid Harengon. I'm not a bunny.
So, FF style.
Oh yeah, no, the
boys.
Viera are, I think, peak bunny people. And I don't know if it's because just of like the way the rabbit heads go, or what. But like, I'm not a big fan of bunny face, and it might be because of the way the eyes look. Same thing when I draw like deer or anybody that's kind of got that weird wall-eyed look. If I'm not drawing them super cutesy, I want to have them have a human face. I think it's the best way to think about it. In 5th edition, you can play a fighter packed weapon, and because siege equipment technically has weapons in their name, people argue you should be able to summon a cannon. Are you proficient in that? I mean, yeah, that's a stretch. He hates elephants, but bunnies are okay. No, I kind of hate bunnies too. Like, that's what I'm getting at. Like drawing bunny face is terrifying to me. Terrifying. Bunnies and horses are essentially the same thing. Like, they are the same. Bunnies are just tiny death horses. And elephants are just big horses. To create a packed weapon in your empty hand, you choose this from a form of melee weapons. So a siege weapon is not a melee weapon. 1. And each time you create it, you're proficient with it. When you wield it, the weapon counts as magical for the purpose of overcoming resistances. Yeah, so that's the big thing. 1, siege weapons aren't carryable, so you're not actually holding them. And 2, it has to be a melee weapon. So if you have a tiny melee siege weapon, I think that's fine. But like, a cannon is not a melee weapon. Also, the siege weapon is not something that you can wield. It's like a car. If you got a packed car, that would be pretty neat. Yeah. Club Crochet, hello. What are we drawing today? We are drawing a Harengon Warlock. So it's a bunny folk warlock. That's what we're drawing right now. Dual barrel roll. Yeah, right. Peppy from Star Fox. Yeah, that's one way to look at it. Did you ever take biology? They're different. I did take biology. They're the same. I think about my Luxodon Paladin who finds Steed, just summons a smaller elephant. Uses it as a warhorse stat block. That's funny. I like that. I forgot to mention that after you hit level 3, you can text me when you get the ability to summon ranged packed weapons. After you hit level 3, you can text. I can't really read that. I don't know what that means. That's an interesting thing. Like, could you summon... Now, hear me out. Could you summon a siege weapon as your mount? That I might be more on board with. So if you wanna like double down as a warlock and somehow go warlock paladin that summons siege weapons, I might be okay with that. Like, you'd really have to sell me on it, but that could be hilarious.
I mean, didn't they kind of do that in Avernus?
I don't know. Did they? I don't know what that is. Is that a?
Well, I know that they had siege weapons as mounts. So...
Oh yeah, yeah. So yes, there are mounted siege weapons. The old school 3.5 thing was to have a tiger with a cannon mounted on it. That was a fun one that I had a few friends do.
Yeah, or having a big elephant hauling around a siege weapon.
Yeah, an elephant with a siege weapon's another way to do it. How are you doing today, club? I'm playing a poppet next week, using my video as a guide next week. That's awesome. Crocheting it now, actually. That's really cool. Going to be a bunny warlock. Pretty excited. Well, that's awesome. That is awesome. Talking about the Hexblade. I think they are talking about the Hexblade, yeah. I think it was a Fiend Warlock that you rolled. Could be wrong, though. Is it not a Harrington Fiend Warlock? Is that not what I was drawing? Did I screw that up? We're going to get some demons in here, I promise. Oh, actually, that could be really cool. We'll make it a Jackalope. A Jackalope Warlock? Why not, right?
Jackalope or Almirage.
Almirage, yep. Not that they're fiends, but I think that's an interesting take on it. You know, I want to give them some...
I mean, they're both scary.
Oh, absolutely. If you see a jackalope in the wild, like, I would run. I would run very far away as fast as possible.
Yeah, if possible.
Nothing good is about to happen to you if you bump into some demon bunnies.
Yeah, because that usually means that you would be near the Feywild, right?
Yep. Don't eat anything. Don't talk to anybody. Just
hope that you're walking out of the Feywild.
Just retrace your steps and call a friend. Hey, so I saw a demon bunny. Should I be worried? Dude, you're already at my house. What? You've been here for an hour. Oh, God.
Skinwalkers. Ugh.
Well, you got to bring that. We got to bring that horrible into my chat.
You're the one who's...
Get out of here. Get out of here. You know the rules. Three things we don't talk about. Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Skinwalkers. Those are the rules. How's everyone doing, Dr. Ren? Hello. I'm late. What did I miss? You missed. I can give you a quick overview. An orc swashbuckler, and a satyr barbarian. What was the other thing we drew? Was that it? Oh yeah, and then the poison Minotaur rogue. Do both of yours have to be intact? Jackalopes are just bunnies with a growth. I mean, yeah, but you know, also demons. Uh-oh, I can't turn the layer back on. There we go. Do both of yours have to be intact? Like you want to hurt the poor bunny's ears? But why?
I mean, I'm not gonna tell that jackalope that it's just a bunny with growth. Nope, nope, nope.
I'm actually kind of digging this concept. I think it would be really interesting to have like a fiend warlock jackalope heron gun. That would be pretty dope. Pact of Mad Hops.
Yeah, what happens to that rabbit's foot when it goes bad?
It's unlucky. It's a cursed item.
It is, yep.
So essentially it turns into a monkey's paw?
A little bit, yeah. So far, I've been enjoying my character. I've got me a Skaven Battlemaster Artificer with a Battle Fist, okay. A Warforged Samurai, that's good. A Gnome Knight that rides a boar, and a Luxodon Paladin. Nice. Skeleton Warlock is always super fun. Sounds like a pretty good lineup. What else do Fiend Warlocks have? Books? Do they have a book? Can't remember. What do they get? Because they don't get fancy weapons, right? They get spells? Or do they get summons? I can't. Oof. It's been a while. I'm not caught up in my Warlock lore. Mad Hop sounds like an Eldritch beer. Should that be the next? Should that be the next beer coaster we make? Get your Barrington Ale stickers and stuff over at Rookzer0.com right now. Drawing horns is hard. Any suggestions on a Warlock cantrip other than Eldritch Blast? I'm using Mage Hand as a mount since I'll be a poppet. That's pretty funny. I like that. Cantrips give disadvantage on saving throws. Any cantrips that give disadvantage on saving throws. I don't know if there's that. I mean, ice. Does Chill Touch still do that? Does Chill Touch still give disadvantage on reflex saves? I don't remember. What are some other ones? Booming Blade's a really solid one. I like Booming Blade. But that does require that you hit.
If you hit an undead target with Chill Touch, it has disadvantage on attacks.
Oh, it's only undead? Weird.
Yeah.
Cantrips that give disadvantage, huh? What's the opposite of what's the opposite of bless? Curse?
Bane.
Bane? Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Mind Sliver doesn't give disadvantage, but if it's a saving throw against it, and if they fail, they take some damage, and on their next saving throw, they get a -1d4.
Isn't there something like silvery barbs or something that also did that?
Silvery Barbs is the first level spell, not a cantrip.
Oh, it's a spell. Okay.
Shocking Grasp. Always Shocking Grasp. It's a good one. I like the idea that I don't see why you can't. All right, hear me out. Hear me out. here's my shenanigans for the game. On your turn, every time on your turn, do whatever you're gonna do, and then prepare a cantrip as your action. Shocking Grasp. If anybody touches me, I'm gonna shock them. And that's it. And then you pass your turn every single time. Every time you have an action, just pass and wait, and then run around the combat. As soon as somebody tries to touch you, zap them. It's awesome. Tiny taser pop it. I think it would be really funny. Throw water on them and cast an ice spell. I mean, yeah, that's some additional things you can do. And you can do the same thing with like Shocking Grasp with water if they're wet.
I feel like throwing the water would take an action, though.
Yeah, throwing the water would take an action, so it would have to be like a tag team thing.
Yeah.
This completely ignores water's thermal capacity and specific heat. That's true, it does. Corvus, hello, hello.
How dare you bring science in?
Let me shoot up an email here. Shoot up an email. Shoot off an email.
Oh yeah, Shocking Grasp does give advantage when you're attacking somebody with metal armor.
Okay. All right, we got like an hour left, so we're gonna keep going. Get rid of that.
Yeah, the 1d8 of lightning damage is meh, but the fact that the target loses their reaction, that's huge.
Is that Shocking Grasp that makes them lose the reaction?
Yep,
Yeah.
on a hit.
I really like Shocking Grasp. Shocking Grasp is one of my favorites. Unfortunately, he's melee, so it's like, why don't I just stab them? Stabbing them would probably be more effective. But hey, not always.
I mean, it's arguably more effective than the helping action.
Yeah, aid in 5e is just not great. Which I think Pathfinder 2nd Edition made that much more effective. So I'm excited for that. Except when you fail and it just makes everybody mad at you.
Yeah. You're not aiding me, you're hurting my chances.
Stop helping me. All right, I don't know what a Fiend Warlock is. I'm just going to go out there and say it. I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing here. I'm going to give her a tiny little bunny demon imp. Give them a Quasit. Yeah, that was my thought. I'm just going to give them a Quasit. Little bunny-eared Quasit. Also, the layer of ice on them would be paper thin and completely impossible to give them slash not submerged. Any change of state requires a certain amount of energy. Transposing, yeah. I mean, ice damage on people who are wet, I might give them advantage. I think that's fine. I don't see a problem with that. But yeah, like throwing water on them would definitely be an action. But if someone's already wet, then I think it's fine. Like if they're in swimming or something.
I think with a lot of like coming up with these ideas to like get little advantages, like throwing water on people and then hitting them with lightning or something. I think there's a big disconnect between what players want and then what they're given from it. Like, I guess that depends on the player too, because some players would be looking at this and being like, "Oh, here's a fun way I can get like a small bonus," and then there are others who are like, "I came up with this idea; it should be an instant win."
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I definitely think there needs to be a little bit more thought to it, because once again, like hitting somebody with an ice spell doesn't necessarily mean that they are, getting stabbed with shards of ice. Or being frozen solid, right? It's just the spell you're casting is affecting their ability to perform in some way, usually in the form of reduction of hit points. So if you're looking at it like that, them being wet might make it more effective. So do you want, an extra 2 points of damage, or do you want it to give them some kind of status effect? And I think some disadvantage is not wrong, but like, I think they have a disadvantage at trying to defend it. And that's kind of where I usually go with things. So, like, standing in water, maybe they have a harder time resisting it because they are wet or they are touching it. If they are covered in oil, right? Like, that's a whole other effect that's going on. But should someone that's covered in water get an advantage against Fireball? I don't think so, because it's not... like Fireball itself isn't directly, they're getting hit by it. One way or the other, they're getting hit by it.
Yeah.
I would argue that if someone's like submerged in water, though, maybe they do get advantage against Fireball.
But I would say that's part of the dexterity, right? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, the PHP actually says if they're submerged in water, they only gain resistance to fire.
So like, their stuff won't be on fire. That's good. So yeah, I think maybe it is just hedging expectations, or just remembering, like, just the same thing with shields, right? Like, I have a shield, I blocked that. It's like, well, blocking it was added into your AC. Like, that's how that works.
Yeah. Sure, you blocked it, but on the other side of the shield, you're roasting alive.
Yeah. There's all kinds of little things to look at like that, and there's expectations. I think is a great way to look at it, kind of. And I've done things like that where I've had friends ask me, like, can I step in front of that lightning bolt to try to help them? Like, can I do something in that way? Like, I have a tower shield. What can I do with it? It's like, I'll let you just let the tower shield take the brunt of this, but it's going to take damage. Like, that's a legit thing that I like doing. I think that kind of stuff is okay.
Or your lightning hits the tower shield and it blocks it, but you drop the tower shield.
Yeah, you can do stuff like that. Expectations. Talk to your players, people. Wish is canonically not all-powerful. It allows for a great many things, but it can replicate any spell above 8th level and has a rather small list of known things to do. Again, people read the Wish spell as they do, and I can pretty much do anything I want as long as it's 100% passive specific. I assume is what that's supposed to say. On how to do woodwork. I don't get Monkey Pod. Yeah. It's just a powerful spell that doesn't have a designated function. Yeah, it's really supposed to just be like a lifesaver. Yeah, that's it. Gotta go. Keep the great work. Thanks, Club. Have a wonderful time. Best of luck on the video. Yeah, yeah, I mean, the wish spell is great. Like, the wish spell should definitely be a kind of like a, what is that? I was going to say like a card in your hat, but that's not right.
Feather in your cap?
Yeah,
no,
feather
that's
in.
a card in your deck, I guess you could say.
Basically, if you have the wish spell prepared, you have every spell prepared at least once, right? Like, that's the idea, is that you can call forth things. And it only really gets monkey pawish when you try to do something that's technically out of the scope of the spell. So I don't like doing the whole monkey paw thing. I do it all the time, but like, I would much rather my players know what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And so it's like, well, I want to wish for this. I'm like, okay, well, like, you're pretty sure that they'll have ramifications of this nature. Is that still something you think your character would do? They're like, yeah, I'm gonna have to take that. Like, I think that's important that they do it. And it's like, okay, cool. Because I'm not on board with.
Because they know that they're trying to abuse the wish, right?
Right, and that's
So-
and because I think that's the way I play with a lot of my characters. I don't really have the issue of people trying to abuse it, because they're aware of how my consequences usually work. And so it's like, yeah, I will totally let you do that, but you lose X in the process. And they're like, oh, I don't know if that's worth it. It's like, I mean, you know that's what's going to, like, you realize that's the cost of the spell. Like,
Right.
you know that this is going to happen. And they're like, ugh, and then they have to make a choice. And I think choices are way more fun than, just unknown ramifications.
Or just flat out saying no, or
yeah.
yes.
Yep.
Even, like,
I will
If
let
I
you
were
do
to-
this thing. Here's what's going to happen.
yeah, if I wanted to wish for the big bad guy to go away, I don't... Like, yeah, that's what my character would want as a player. That's not actually what I want.
What was that happened in Adventure Time, right? Like, Finn wished that the Lich wasn't around. I don't remember if that's what he said, or the Lich never happened. But like, it set off a whole like cascade of strange events, and that was really fun. Like, I think wish spells can do that too. Like, right, they fundamentally progress the story in a way that maybe wasn't agreed upon, but like, that kind of stuff can be fun. So don't get me wrong, like, I still like I don't like the monkey paw, but like, it can be a very powerful tool. I just don't want to be a dick about it. Free hot tub? What? Oh, produce flame underwater. I do that stuff all the time. I have Zasha, the giant lizard man, uses create bonfire to basically heat a hot tub. 100%.
I mean, that's a pretty crafty way.
Yeah. A whole entire continent and put everyone in the continent underneath dominated control is only listed to the command because you can cast wish that alters reality to do it.
So, a problem with that is the wish spell also specifically says that if you're going outside the bounds, it can just fail.
Hmm.
So, if it's too big of an ask, it can just not work.
I would, like, if that's what someone wanted to do, I wish to put the whole continent and put everyone on that continent underneath the dominion of a spell. What I would do in that situation, because this is how I like to play the game, is I would give them a tome. The wish spell manifests itself as a tome to, like, basically becoming a lich. So, like, they're giving you the tools to fulfill your wish. You then have to go through the process of doing that, which would be like starting a cult, getting 100,000 people to go along with this plan to, like, I would let them attempt it, but like, the wish spell doesn't just make it happen, right? Like, it pushes reality so that this thing can exist. And I think that, once again, it pushes the story in a new direction. I think that could be a lot of fun. I have 2 rule lawyers that force me to be very punishing or for overreacting, because they will break everything and can do on purpose to create an extent as they can. Okay. Yeah, I'm not super big into that kind of gameplay. So I tend to yell at people when they do that kind of shit. But I've also had people build super overpowered characters, and I just let them do it, and then after they, like, one-shot a dragon, they usually retire the characters, because they're like, I did the thing I wanted to do, and it's like, cool. Cool, I'm glad we got that out of the system. Let's play some fun. Let's have some fun now, please. So, I get it. Like, some people really love that kind of shit, and that's totally fine. I don't wanna discourage people from not having fun. But, you know, right games, right people. I think I'm about done with this, and I think we're gonna be able to do one more. I think we're gonna be able to do one more today, and then we're gonna call it. I hope this is an okay Fiend Warlock. Did I make this arm too small? Like, it's the right length, but it just feels tiny to me. Maybe this arm's just too bulky. Maybe that's what I did. This is a pretty big hand. That's better. That is better. Okay. Let's make this one a little too big. I need to spend like a week just drawing clothes. And get some new digs in my brain vault. Probably not a bad idea. Yeah, I think there's our warlock. There's our bunny warlock. Our Amirage warlock, I guess. I'm not a big fan of this curl. I think I want to do it like this. Make it a little bigger. A little more poof. A little more poof, please. All right, here we go. Mariner's Fire. Ooh, interesting. Conjure an uncanny orb of spiritual flame that floats above or below the water surface. That's cool. I like that. Charging. This place, what's the one? Yeah, the DM has the final say. Like, that's really the biggest thing you have to remember. Spell does say alter reality, but spells implications that the limitation of the rule means it's not meant to be all powerful. Changes the eye color. Yeah, that's changing reality. Right, yeah, reality shifting, I think, is a better way to look at it. Like, basically, you can cast spells that you don't have. Like, oh, I'm altering the realms of physics because I'm using magic that doesn't exist. Things like that. But it's not meant to... like, there's a reason they took away the higher level spells. Right? So...
Like 10th and beyond?
Yeah. Like 10th and beyond level spells are meant to be like deity level mythic spells. And so, I wish that my level 5 spell were a level 9 spell. It's like, that's not how that works. Like, it just doesn't have the oomph. It doesn't have the kick to go up higher levels. Player wish to take over the continent, say yes to take the character, and they'll now be the big bad evil guy. Yeah, I mean, that's another fun thing you can do, too. But once again, like, that's game changing. So, like, going to a point where it's like, cool, you're the big bad evil guy, your character's gone. You don't get to play him right now because that's not the part of the campaign we're in. Like, that's not fun. It could definitely do that. Lars would probably be all about that. Like, it's like, Lars, your character is now gone. Please roll a new character. We'll talk later. But you're the bad guy now. He'd probably be way on board. Kevin would like that too. So, like, that's definitely an option. All right. Oh, Fairy Barbarian. We did a lot of Barbarians and Warlocks today. I like it. Fairy Barbarian is awesome. Oh, there's so many good ones left on the list. We might have to... Maybe we'll do a second episode. I want to keep going, but I have a meeting in half an hour. Fairy Barbarian, you say? Would people prefer that I take this list and do a special Friday episode? I was going to take Friday off because Lars is in town, though. Maybe Lars would want to do this with me, though.
Choices.
Yeah. I mean, it's the way the dice rolls, right? Like, we could just take this and do it again next week, like we normally do. That's probably the best course of action.
I don't know. I think a late night or Friday stream might also be a good option.
I'll talk to Lars. Maybe we'll do a bonus episode, but we won't promise it because that's not up to me, I guess.
That's fair.
Of course, people always want more content. That's not the problem. It's a matter of finding the time and reading late night streams. I was thinking about doing some kind of late night stream, but I do enjoy my evenings, so maybe we'll plan to do something like that. I don't know if I could do it on YouTube. I guess we did the adult stream a little while back. That was kind of fun. Could do a Rook After Dark again coming up here, maybe. What kind of barbarian should we make this fairy?
Tempest.
Tempest barbarian? That'd be kind of cool. No weapon, just fists. Thunder fist.
Shoots lightning out of its pecs.
That's kind of funny. So a pixie at 20 strength. What's 350 divided by 4? 87. So a pixie can still lift 87 pounds if they're magically enhanced by magic. That's pretty dope. That's a lot.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be a small pixie though. I think I might have screwed that up. I think a diminutive creature is times 16. So what's 350 times 16? Or divided by 16, I'm sorry. Yeah, the 12th level spells you can cast once require sacrifice. Right. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like that's the kind of book. Like here's a book of, Ascension or something that would allow you to dominate the world, but now you have to essentially become the big bad guy. Like, oh cool, I just need the blood of an entire civilization. That seems fair.
I mean, that's
about 22.
Yeah.
So a tiny pixie can still pick up a cat.
Can still pick up a small to medium-sized dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would barely see it, and all of a sudden the dog or the cat starts levitating effectively.
Once again, though, this is magically enhanced, so I'm totally fine with this.
That would be terrifying.
Pixies are scary, man. Give me sight beyond sight. Pixie powers activate. What is the sight beyond sight thing? Is that Thundercats?
Yeah, that's Thundercats.
Okay.
Probably.
It's Thundercats or Shazam, but I think it's Thundercats.
Yeah, it's Sword of Omens. Give me sight beyond sight.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Oh, and there's an actual episode called Sight Beyond Sight as well.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Oh, look at the hair. So much hair. They call me Thunder Pixie. I feel like she needs to be yelling a little bit. Just like, rah! All barbarians need to be yelling. Then we're gonna have just like lightning. Ooh, what if she's got like thunderbolt wings? That could be cool. Just like little sparky thunderbug. I feel like I'm designing an X-Men costume now.
I mean, do fairies even wear clothes?
No, fairies don't wear clothes, which is why I'm just painting. just like I'm painting on clothes right now.
So I think you're fine.
Because YouTube is kind of a butt.
Time to go full Marvel.
Yep.
Pixie Barbarian's just a tiny wrestler.
Give her a luchador mask.
Freeze.
Fairies!
Oh god, a pixie with 20 strength could swing just a regular sized sword.
Well, it can carry a regular sized sword. Can they wield it properly?
Yeah.
No.
That's fair.
Technically, you can still cast 10th and 11th spells in different rarities when where mattress hold is not permitted? What? Or sacrificing human life to cast high level spells. Yeah, I mean that's I think that's what we were going for. Don't fairies mostly just dress in mulch? That would be cool too. I like that. I mean, she could just be wearing lightning, right? I'm okay with that. That would be pretty dope. Maybe her hair should be frizzier though. You always have to put a few berries in fairy's hair.
That'd be interesting, having the fairy dust be like little powderized lightning.
Just little spark motes.
Ooh.
So beef. So much beef. What's our timeline? What are we doing on 134? We're doing all right. Do Tempest Barbarians get to shoot lightning ever? Or do they just have, like,
Yes.
Thunder Wave?
I believe they do. But they suffer a point of exhaustion.
I would absolutely kill myself with exhaustion to shoot lightning bolts at dragons as a barbarian. Like 100%. Oh, I got 2 hit points left. just,
Blaze of glory.
yeah, blaze of glory. Just shoot some big old lightning bolts out here. Hurrah! I should probably play a Tempest Cleric, or a Tempest Cleric, Tempest Barbarian one of these days. I love ice magic. 100%, kind of my jam. Seconded, or lightning is my second. Lightning magic is awesome. And so, between those two, I am a fan. And I usually take ice over the lightning. Ah, fairies riding parrots. That's pretty great. Why are we posting the river goblin again? Metro, I don't know why I put down mattress. Yeah, that's weird. But I get you. Okay. I kind of like this hair thing that's happening, but I think I need to... I think I just want it to be like curly, frizzy, electrostatic hair. So maybe we'll put some like... What happened to you? Just stick your fingers in the light socket? I am the light socket! Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Tempest Barbarian able to cast that as a bonus action. Cool.
Lightning?
Yeah.
Oh damn. I also really enjoy the the spears of lightning, or the javelin of lightning. I think that's a great item. We're gonna singe up the fingers a little bit here too. These kind of just look like regular bug wings. I don't know how to make them look more lightning-y without coloring it. So we could just fill in the background. No, I don't like it. Harum! Maybe that will be my next character. It'll be a Tempest Barbarian. Drawing lightning is hard.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's about it. What time is it? 1:40? Yeah, we probably better call it there. Tempest or Storm Herald? Oh no, have I been doing it wrong? What's the difference?
I don't know. I'm trying to find
What's the difference? The wish was that the Lich never existed and put Finn into an alternate universe where the Great Mushroom War bomb didn't go off, but the world was frozen over from the crown because of losing Simon. Ah, that's right. That's right. Monkey Paw, man. Monkey Paw. Thank you, Megumi, by the way. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. I guess they should probably have... I really like those tattoos on that rhino. That's really cool looking. Tempest Barbarians make it a bugbear, and then at the start of your turn, he rubs his arms together and causes static buildup. He's the bane of every sock drawer. I mean, that could be a great way to rage. I begin raging. You just start rubbing your feet on the carpet. I wasn't sure if I was missing the Storm Herald or a Pathfinder Barbarian. Gotcha. I'm not sure. I don't know anymore.
Wait, Astral Guardian Berserker means that effectively you summon your own stand and become a JoJo character.
Sure.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Commenters. Wow, wow.
I mean, JoJo is not an original idea.
Yeah.
It's just a very dramatic recreation of every fucking thing that's ever existed. All right. I think we're going to call it there. I think we're going to call it there on the JoJo talk. So, thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. I only got 4 done today. That's a bummer. There's a lot of really good ones on here. We had like a Poppet Swarmkeeper. That was a really cool idea. We are still missing 1 Kobold Sorcerer. It even said please, and I feel bad, but oh well. Human Sorcerers that sells beauty and immortality potions. That's a good one. A Needle Blight, Way of the Astral Self Monk. That one sounds pretty cool. Needle Blight would be an interesting character. That is a terrifying bugbear, but I like it. That's a really great picture, actually. I need to look that up. Okay. Yeah, that's what we got for the day. Thanks for hanging out today, everybody. I tried to start a little early, and I don't think I did. We're going to end a little early today. I'm going to try to get some more stuff working on the videos. Check out the TikTok page. I've been setting up a little, like, tidbits and... basically, if I'm not getting the animation out, I start posting some of the stuff over there. So you can get little bits of glimpses and... What's the word I'm looking for? You can get sneak peeks. There we go. You can get sneak peeks over on the TikTok page. Instagram, still trying to follow that. Check out Rookzer0.com if you want to buy some sticker packs. If you want to get those stickers individually, most of the stickers I have currently are old Patreon stickers. So if you are a Patreon member and you'd like to get some of those older stickers, let me know. I can probably send them out with the sticker packs, or we can sell them as a package to you. So let me know directly on there if you'd like to get a commission done, because we are open for commissions. just hit me up on Discord. You can just message me directly. And that's about it. That's all I got. Thanks for hanging out today. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful week, a wonderful weekend. We'll be streaming on Twitch tomorrow. I believe we're going to try to play some D&D, so hopefully that will be fun. It'll most likely be a shopping episode, which is great. Everybody loves those. And, yeah, stay happy, stay healthy, keep your dice on the table. We will catch you later. Thanks, everybody.